What's going on YouTube? This is Anthony at Ontario Firewood Resource, and as usual, it's nighttime, night shift, time to night split. So I got some black locust here, and I'm gonna buzz this up. I've done a lot of cutting. This was all kinds of big pieces, so I cut it down to size, and I'm gonna get the splitter going and see how much I can get done. I also got some apple and some oak coming in, so I have to make room for that. I've cleared up a bit of room here, but it figures when I get a bunch of wood split, then I gotta pick up some more, right? That's how it goes. It is what it is, so time to get it done. Choke, throttle, pull. Okay, pretty much done the black locust. There's a couple pieces that are laying around, but I wanted to show you guys something. Now, I've heard a little nasty trick that some tree cutters have sometimes when they want to get some jobs, and they'll go hammer nails into trees. But copper isn't the only thing that kills the trees. And this is something I've learned just from being in the firewood business myself, that people put all these cables and all these threaded eyes in and all this stuff, and they hang stuff from the tree. They build the tree houses in it. The steel kills the tree, and you can see how the trees just try to grow around this, and not necessarily in these places here, but it's rotted out like the whole tree in the center. And there was about 6 of these different pieces in there. There's a few of these with the cable still, and they had to cut the cable before they cut the tree, and I've been peeling them out of there and taking them out of the wood because the customer doesn't want that. But the tree cutters, they don't like that, because when they're cutting the tree, those things might be in the tree, and then they're cutting it, and then they dull their saw, right? This tree grows really funny, and it grows so funny that it makes you cut funny pieces. Now let me get 2 examples here. So you have to try and cut this tree like a pizza sometimes. Can't really cut at the end because a lot of times the bark will be so big. If you cut, you'll only have a little bit of sapwood and not really any heartwood, and then you'll have this enormous piece of bark on the end piece. So you got to kind of cut them in triangles so that you can actually get not just the sapwood, but you can get some heartwood into the wood, because you don't want to be giving them all kinds of pieces where they, you know, by the time the bark dries out and everything, they're very light. I'll show you another piece to show you how thick the bark is on these trees. So look at that. This is all bark. This is the same thing I was talking about, how there's only a little bit of the sapwood and the heartwood, and then you have so much bark. Now this looks like it's not really that big. It's not really oversized, but this is how I judge my log size. I put my fingers together like that. I try to do about that circumference. So this is not really bigger. This is about average. It's a little thin in the middle, so you can call this an average size piece. But I mean, it looks like a nice piece of wood, but it's like half bark. But mind you, even when the customer gets this bark is actually great kindling. So this really helps the wood light up. So my next task is to empty these 2 wheelbarrows, and then I'm going to clean up this mess here. I've already got some bark that I'm going to start spreading out in my kindling bags, but there's just too much of it now, so I'm not going to use any of this. I'm just going to get the rake and rake it up. I haven't really cleaned up any of the sawdust in a while, so I might get to some of that. So I'm going to get out the rake, clean up the floor, and bunch up some of this sawdust, put it in a bin, and then this wood I'm going to dump. What I want to do next is I want to take out the chainsaw and I want to cut up all this honey locust here. There's a little bit of sugar maple. I don't think any of that needs cutting, but I want to cut this down and shrink this pile, and I'll probably split a little bit now. It's probably about 4 o'clock in the morning right now. My phone's in the truck charging. But yeah, I just want to dwindle down this pile because, as I said, I got to pick up that apple and oak tomorrow. So, you know, yeah, as I said earlier, I want to dwindle this pile down because I got some apple and oak tomorrow. So after I clean up all this mess here, then I'm going to get the saw out. I'm going to start cutting up this honey locust. Now that I've cleaned up all this mess, it's time to make some more mess. Okay, I thought I was gonna see the sun come up, but it's clouded over and it's starting to rain now. You see I'm getting dripped on. It doesn't look like it's gonna be much, but it's time to get out of here. I did want to pile these up a bit because I got that load coming in tomorrow. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, share, comment, and all that good stuff.